King of the dark street.
Hey, what's up? It's me. I'm Coco Got Boss once again. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell something else was on my mind too while I'm thinking about it. Y'all ever heard about these people who talk about like how, you know, Africans be in Japan and like they be fronting like they're African American type people, you know, that they front like they from, you know, New York or LA or something like that. Well, you know, me personally, I don't care, you know. At first I thought it was a little bit of a shock, you know what I'm saying, to hear somebody talk about like, you know, hey man, where you from? Hey brother, what's up? Where you from? I'm from Bronx. I'm like, huh? Word? Okay, yeah, he might be from Bronx. I remember my man Amadou Diallo, back in the day, the brother got shot 41 times for taking out his wallet in the Bronx. He was living in the Bronx. But I remember he was a native of an African country somewhere. I don't remember where. But yeah, you know, he got a lot of African people in New York. I mean, I ain't saying he ain't from New York or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it really don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because like I said, I met some, you know, I met some white people, man, that be talking about, you know, they from Detroit or, you know, like I met a French dude, man, one time, you know, he saw a girl wearing an I Love New York t-shirt on. He went up to her and said, hey, you know, I'm from New York, or whatever, right? She believed it, you know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, it don't bother me, you know, like I said, white boys be talking about, I'm from Detroit, man, yeah, you know, I'm from 8 Mile, and all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying, trying to be like, you know, Eminem or whatever, man. Like I said, that don't bother me, man. And anyway, I don't see why the rest of y'all care either, especially you white people, man, come up to me talking about, dude, man, they're not from America, man, they're not like you, they're not African American. So I'm like, yo, man, why the fuck you care, you know what I'm saying, you know, ain't really none of your business, but, you know, still, like I said, it don't bother me. And yeah, something else I wanted to talk to y'all about today was, you know, there was another situation with some, you know, I saw another video. It's like black people in Japan who don't talk to each other, alright? Yeah, you ever notice though, like, if you see a black person and the black person's in a group with a bunch of white people, and you stop that black person and you say, hey, what's up, how you doing, or something like that, right? And you know, that person might say hello to you, but all their white friends will just walk off and leave them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Next time, check that out, man. Matter of fact, we might do a, you know, we might try to do a little experiment to see if my theory is correct. I mean, but like, my experience, that's what I always thought. Like, if I see a black person, you know, usually I say hello, yeah, you know, how you doing? So I say hello to white people too sometimes, but you know, white people, you know, when you meet them abroad or overseas and everything, white people got their nose so fucking stuck up in the air, it's like, you know, they you know, don't even see the red carpet for their ass and shit. But yeah, but like I said, you know, brothers usually have that, you know, in common, you know, black women as well. But like I said, you know, I tend to notice, like, when you ever see a black person, and especially in Japan, you try to say, sometimes you say hello to them and they with white people, like the white people didn't leave their black people, they leave their black friends around. They'll be like way up the street somewhere, and then the black person be like, well, yeah, what's up? I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta catch up with the, you know, with their masters and stuff like that. But otherwise, you know, most of the time, yeah, black people will say hello. And then, you know, I had a few situations where, you know, saying some black women that was in Tokyo and everything, they was kind of like on that stuck up too. You know, they had like, you know, some kind of baggage. You know, but see, I'm in Japan. I ain't got time to worry about, you know, that bullshit. But yeah, the other black people, sometimes, you know, they speak, but sometimes they don't. Now, for all you black people that's scared to speak to other black people in Japan, I don't know what the fuck your problem is. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, you be here long enough, you'll see how, you know, it would, you know, benefit you to have people that were of the same background as you, because they will be the ones that understand what you're going through when other people won't. Other people will be talking about, oh, you're being too sensitive, and you know, one I like is you don't understand the Japanese, you don't know them like I do, dude. And you know, of course, white people understand everybody, man. You know what I mean? I heard a white dude, man, went up to like, you know, some bear and shit, tried to talk to a bear and got ate the fuck up. That's what you get for having that God complex. You see people trying to help you out, trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying, you ain't supposed to be like that. As y'all can see, I'm getting coked up. You thought I was serious. Nah, but seriously though, man. Like all you black people that don't say hello to other black people when you're on the beach, you know what I mean? You probably have your reasons. Oh, well, if I was in America, I wouldn't say hello to nobody over there either. Yeah, alright, that's all well and good and everything, but, you know, like, the same way you so obedient when, you know, white people meet their other white friends and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you stick around like an obedient puppy, you don't lead them. You know what I'm saying? But then, when you talk to your black people, you don't even know them, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to know them, but like, you stop and talk to them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your white friend is gone. They left you. And I want to know what's up with that, what that's all about. But anyway, yo, I'm about to sign off for right now because, you know, I got things to do. I got to go, you know, take care of some business around the way. But look, see you again. Gonna come with some interesting and boring videos and video blogging with all my crew, and we're going to do that later, alright? Until then, see you later. And if you was thinking about it, don't, because you don't have a ghost of a chance.